Alright class, welcome to another science lesson. On the top of your page write Science 8th 10.8 for lesson 8 unit 10, and today we're going to be talking about conservation, continuing our unit 10 lesson on human impact on Earth. Here are your vocabulary words, and as always with the yellow highlighted, please write these down as these will be the answers to follow along. So right now we're going to get into it. Starting with the first part. We have learned that many of the Earth's resources are non-renewable, meaning that they cannot be replaced as fast as they are being used. And in some cases it also means they can never be replaced. These non-renewable resources include fossil fuels, metal ores, and minerals. We need to realize that we are not the last people who are going to live on this Earth, and we have a responsibility to be sure that future generations still have natural resources to use to make their lives better. We also must realize that we cannot pollute the planet and get away with it. We must leave the planet in a condition that will allow our descendants to live healthy lives on Earth. Many people of previous generations have not always had this attitude, therefore we should also repair the damage that has already been done. People of this alarmist persuasion are often called conservatives or ecologists. However, they make up an extremist part within a group of regular people who really just want to give what's best for the Earth. The extremes are pretty amazing. Some of these people would like for us to call volunteers to give their lives for the sake of the planet. They say that they believe the only way to save the planet is to immediately reduce the number of humans living on the Earth. They believe that Earth will be better off if there were no people. However, you will observe that few of these people are actually volunteers. Other extremists believe that the planet is perfectly able to take care of itself and that there is nothing we could do to help or harm the planet. This is generally to believe that all trash is biodegradable, and that species that are threatened will eventually be alright, or if they become extinct, have lived past their usefulness. They believe that conservatism are extremists, and that anyone who wants to protect the planet is a little bit crazy. Obviously this is not fit to be true. Most people want to see the Earth healthy and want paths to clean the atmosphere and water and healthy oceans to children and grandchildren. There is, however, a bit of a disconnect in the minds of many people that have reached a comfort level with their lives and do not necessarily see that their lifestyles are actually going to do harm to the planet. They throw away rechargeable batteries in the regular trash because they do not know that they are supposed to do that. They throw away paper, plastic, and metals in trash cans rather than recycling them. And they waste water and electricity and complain about high utility bills. They drive their cars thousands of miles a year more than it is necessary and then grumble about high gasoline prices. Maybe rather than saying they do it, we should realize that sometimes it is we who are living this way. In the late 1800s, some people thought that the wilderness would become harmed or would be harmed if not protected. And one of these first-generation American named John Muir traveled extensively and grew to love the wilderness area. In the late 1800s, he convinced Congress that large portions, especially in the West, should be set aside to national parks. And he was largely responsible for establishment of Yosemite National Park and the other national park. Sequoia, I believe that's how you say it. And in 1892, Muir found the Sierra Club, which is leading conservativist group, and he wrote many books to help people gain an appreciation of American national treasures. Muir Woods, a redwood forest near San Francisco, California, is named in his honor. Most people don't want to harm the Earth, however, they may not know a better way to do things. And as Americans, we are becoming more aware that we throw away too many things. We become a disposable society. But our options for disposing of things are becoming fewer all the time, and we are put all of these disposable in the future. Moving on, we would say since 1989, the ocean fishing industry has declined due to reduction of number of fish available and harvested. Each year, more than 500,000 animals are killed by eating or by being strangled by plastics that reach the ocean. A leaky faucet can waste up to 6,000 gallons of water per month, and more than 80% of the what American throw away can be recycled. The world may not be experience global warming in the future. Scientists are divided that issue and say that there is a consensus or universal agreement. And talking about that, we must address to keep from harming the planet. And every person who knows that we are using our natural resource needs to make a decision that will help conserve them. And that's going on. The government will get involved, and more so, we will establish, services for the environment that will better the world. President Theodore Roosevelt showed his love to the wide open spaces as he worked hard to pass laws that would protect the wilderness. And during his time in office, more than 158 million acres of the forests were given to protect its status. And that's pretty much it, guys, for that. Thank you for joining in on this lesson.